Welcome to the Copperfield Electric Podcast.
Glad to be here for this one.
Yeah, so welcome to our listener, the learner, to today's deep dive. Imagine this scenario for a second, right? A massive storm rolls through, the grid goes completely dark, and your neighborhood just plunges into black.
Oh, a total nightmare.
Right. But you smile, you grab a flashlight, and you wait for that heavy $10,000 piece of machinery in your side yard to roar to life and, save the day. But you wait 10 seconds, then 30 seconds, a minute.
And nothing.
Nothing but absolute silence. So today, our mission is to explore why your incredibly expensive backup generator might secretly be waiting to fail right when you need it the most. We want to shortcut that learning curve on maintenance for you.
Yeah, because honestly, an ignored generator is really just a very expensive lawn ornament. It gives you this false sense of security.
Exactly. So we are pulling from a really thorough article by Renee Hernandez titled The Complete Home Generator Maintenance Manual, which was published on May 1st, 2026.
This great breakdown.
It really is. And to ground this in the real world, we're pairing it with the service profile of Copperfield Electric. They are a premier local electrical service provider, so we can see what it looks like when the pros actually have your back. Okay, let's unpack this. We should probably start with the foundational purpose of this machine.
Yeah, the why behind the backup plan.
Right, because why do we even need to pay attention to a machine we basically hope to rarely use?
Well, that's the trap. Generators work incredibly hard during emergencies. It's not like turning on a lamp. When that power drops, the generator has to connect flawlessly through an automatic transfer switch and instantly take on the load of your whole house.
See, I always compare a home generator to a fire extinguisher.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Right. People tend to just install it, forget about it, and assume it'll work in a crisis. But I have to push back a little here. Is it really that common for these robust systems to just fail when the power goes out if you don't tinker with them?
What's fascinating here is that the most common consequence of skipping maintenance isn't just, poor performance or flickering lights. It is total failure during a blackout.
Wait, total failure? Just from sitting there?
Yeah. Consistent attention is what prevents sudden breakdowns.
Yeah.
You're fundamentally protecting a critical financial investment. If you ignore it, the engine seizes, the transfer switch faults, and you're left in the dark.
Wow. Okay, so it's not a set it and forget it deal at all.
Not even close.
All right, well, now that we understand the stakes, we should transition directly into the actionable steps. Hernandez's manual lays out a core checklist to prevent these failures.
Yeah, starting with the mechanical lifeblood, the fluids and the filters.
Right, engine oil and fluids. The manual warns that low or dirty oil directly damages the engine over time.
It's friction. The oil loses its viscosity and turns into sludge. And if you have a liquid-cooled model, you absolutely must check the coolant levels too.
To keep the system stable over long run times, right.
Exactly. Because during a major outage, that machine might run for days. Proper fluid balance is literally the only thing keeping the engine from tearing itself apart under all that sustained heat and stress.
Okay, that makes sense. And then there's the air and fuel side of things.
The respiratory system, basically.
Right. Clean airflow is vital. Clogged air filters reduce efficiency and stress the engine. Plus, you have to inspect the fuel filters and fuel lines to ensure clean flow so it runs without interruption. So, if I'm picturing this, running a generator with dirty oil or a clogged filter is like trying to run a marathon breathing through a straw after eating fast food.
That is a very vivid but highly accurate way to put it. The internal stress is just catastrophic.
So what does this all mean for the homeowner's schedule? Are we checking this daily?
Oh, no. Basic checks are monthly.
Okay, that's a relief.
Yeah, you just do a visual pass, check the oil, make sure debris isn't blocking the intake once a month. Deeper checks like swapping filters or inspecting fuel lines, that happens every few months.
That feels manageable. But fluids and air are just the mechanical side. The generator's ultimate job is electrical.
Right. How it actually talks to your house.
Yeah. So let's transition into that. Hernandez goes into electrical connections and something called the monthly workout.
Which is arguably the most critical part of the whole manual.
Yeah. So first, the connections. The manual says wiring and terminals must be tight, clean, and free from corrosion to ensure safe energy transfer.
Because loose or damaged connections cause system failure. Electricity needs a clean path. If a terminal is corroded from being outside, you get resistance.
And resistance causes heat and voltage drops.
Exactly. But then there's the testing phase.
Right. The manual states you must run the generator at least once a month for 15 to 20 minutes. And here's where it gets really interesting. It specifically says you have to run it under load.
Yes. Under load is the key phrase there.
I have to push you on this. Why underload? I mean, can I just turn it on for a few minutes, listen to it hum nicely, and turn it off?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, testing under load is literally the only way to confirm the automatic transfer switch will actually respond in a real emergency.
So idling doesn't do that.
Not at all. Idling a generator just proves it can turn on. That's it. Running it under load proves it can actually carry the electrical weight of your home. You need to see if it can handle the HVAC kicking on or the refrigerator compressor starting up.
Ah, so you have to actually cut the main power to your house to test it.
Exactly. You simulate an outage, watch the engine performance. You need to listen for strange noises, vibrations, or any delays in the transfer switch.
Okay, but if I hear strange noises and vibrations, that kind of implies that once I hear them, I need help, like I'm out of my depth.
Yes, that is the exact moment DIY ends.
Which perfectly transitions us from DIY maintenance into knowing when you need a professional. And that brings us to Copperfield Electric.
Right, because professional service is needed for deeper issues and full safety compliance. You don't want to mess with raw voltage.
Definitely not. So let's look at their profile. They are a family-owned 24-hour electrician serving Orange County in Southern California. Their license number is 1094740.
Having that specific California license is huge. The codes there are incredibly strict.
Yeah, and their footprint is massive. Their locations include Irvine, Costa Mesa, Anaheim, Santa Ana, Mission Viejo, Newport Beach, Tustin, Huntington Beach, Orange, Fullerton, and Laguna Beach.
That covers a really diverse range of electrical infrastructures.
Right, from older homes to brand new builds, and their services reflect that. It's everything from troubleshooting and home generator installations to EV charger installation.
Which is a huge draw on a home's power panel, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. They do panel upgrades, especially for EV charging, plus lighting and dimmer repairs and new construction wiring, including ADUs.
The accessory dwelling units, yeah. Those basically require their own mini-grids.
Exactly. So seeing this sheer variety of services, I have to ask, if I'm a homeowner, at what point do I stop looking at the generator checklist and just pick up the phone?
This raises an important question about where maintenance ends and repair begins. Wiping down a terminal or checking oil, you can do that. But a hesitation in the transfer switch or a rattle in the engine.
That's phone call territory.
Yes. Having a trusted local 247 professional like Copperfield Electric is the ultimate safety net. Electrical emergencies don't stick to business hours.
No, they always happen at like 2 a.m. during a storm.
Exactly. And their troubleshooting can actually save money long term. Finding a small short circuit early prevents the whole panel from frying.
And it says here they offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and background checked. Plus, they emphasize honest, competitive pricing. They only diagnose a problem if it truly exists.
Which is exactly what you want when you're dealing with something as complex as a generator system.
All right, let's bring all these pieces together for the listener. We've gone from the DIY checklist to leaning on local experts.
It's a journey, for sure.
So, to summarize the takeaways for you. Remember to perform your monthly 15 to 20-minute load tests. Actually cut the power and make it work. Check your fluids and filters, and keep those electrical terminals clean.
Consistency is everything.
Right. And when things go beyond your expertise, or you just want to upgrade to energy-efficient LEDs or get that new EV charger installed, Copperfield Electric is standing by. You can call them at 626-622-9694 or find them locally at their Tustin head office.
They're a great local resource.
Definitely. Remember their motto, you've got enough worries, let us take care of the lights.
I like that. It's very reassuring.
It is. All right, as we wrap up, I want to leave you, the learner, with a final thought to mull over on your own.
Go for it.
Consider how completely our modern lives rely on the invisible flow of electricity, from the phones in our pockets to our refrigerators keeping our food safe.
We take it completely for granted.
We really do. So if the grid went totally dark tomorrow, is your home truly prepared to become its own independent power station? Or is your backup system just waiting to fail?
That is a sobering question to end on.
It is. Make sure you're ready. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.